Happy holidays, Reformers, and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia. Now, when we left off, we had just conquered Amarad from the likes of the Bleeding Throat clan. And we were going to head on to Durin Castle. However, I have just spotted a couple of Saranid vassals on their way, probably to Bardak Castle, because, of course, I have not really reinforced that garrison just yet. Now, I have reinforced this, as you can see. I have 56 here, not entirely great, but I've only been able to, I suppose, recruit from these very few amounts of villages, and I was able to recruit from the town itself, which is rather nice. So I think what we may do is, oh, okay, we have already, yes, recruited from Amarad itself. A little unfortunate, but I think before we head in pursuit of these Saranid vassals, I will be fulfilling one request from one of you in the comments, and that is to get a closer look at the mask that Arkane is currently wearing. Now, if I am able to do so, I will try. Well, I think that is probably the best I'm going to get. Oh, no, that is the best I'm going to get. Oh, yes, there we are. So that is the mask. I believe it might be made of bone. But yes, there we are. That is very scary and terrifying indeed. So there we are. Thank you for that suggestion. And also, thank you very much to, I believe, one of the developers of this mod for giving me a huge amount of information. And one of those being the fact that we can use Magic Storm at, I believe it was Magic Power level 6. And we are level 6, and I have used that and learnt it. And also the fact that we should probably put our primary weapons in the 1st and 4th slots. I hope I have understood that correctly. And also the fact that I need 51 or more HP and 8 in necromancy, I believe, to be able to use and summon shadows. So as you can see here, I do have 47. So let us hope that by the time I gain, I believe I need, well, let's just say a lot more intelligence. We will have the required HP. So, without further ado, I believe we are going to be, well, pursuing these Saranid vassals, and we'll see what comes of that. Now, I am suffering quite a bit at the hands of the morale issues. Now, I did make a brief stop-off at Barry, and I do have a rather large amount of food, as you can see here. Well, it's not that large, but I do have quite a bit of food, and I was hoping that that would help us out quite a bit, but unfortunately it does not seem to be working too well. Now, I'm not entirely sure why that is. However, before we engage these fellows, I would like to make Ymira a cleric, and to that end, I purchased a holy symbol at Barry. So we are now going to tell her that we want her to become a cleric, of course. So let's do that, and I actually forgot that she needed 5,000 dinars as well. Yes. I see, maybe later then, yes. Oh well, I thought it might have just been the holy symbol, but yes, that slipped my mind. What a shame. Okay, well, let us see what goes on here. Do we want to engage them on the field of battle, or do we want them to siege the castle? I think we probably want them to siege. However, I will be attempting to go in here and take them on. Oh, they do only have 104. I thought they had a lot more than that. I was hoping that the 82 strong vassal would not join them. However, as one of you stated, the amount of mages we have is quite impressive, and despite that, we do have a -1 battle advantage. I'm a little dubious about this engagement right now. I am not entirely sure. However, it appears the amount of mages we have might very well be what we need to save us from our peril. So, this is where we can use Missile Storm on a horse. I believe you can actually use it on a horse, so thank you for telling me about that as well, developer fellow. And we will now be trying it out. Of course, this, apparently, according to you in the comments, is not exactly the strongest spell ever, but they are planning on making it a little better to use, I suppose, more damaging. And let's just see what it looks like, I suppose. Oh my. Whoa, that's cool. That is a cool visual effect, I have to say, but yes, I suppose it does a little less damage than you would prefer, although that's not too bad if I do say so myself. Look at that, 24 damage from a headshot, but my throwing skill is terrible, so yes, that is also something that you commented on and stated that throwing skill does have an effect. However, it doesn't really improve the area of effect damage, it only improves the direct damage that you do with a spell. So, yes, hopefully I will have understood that as well, and, yes, maybe take full advantage of it as well. Now, I am hoping that... Wow, these guys. Okay, yes, I'm hoping, as I was saying, that I will be able to get my throwing skill up quite a bit. Now, it appears that these Saranids do not have very... Ouch. Okay, as I take a saber to the face, but yes, do not have a very strong composition right here. They have mainly footmen and, well, recruits, I suppose. Now, that is not going to assist them too much, but I can hope that I will survive this particular bout. Oh no, please don't get taken out, Arkane. Oh yes, there we are. Okay, we will now be charging our infantry in, and please don't kill my warg. My warg is dead. Well, not dead, it's just out, but it's not out for the count, is it? Maybe not. Let's hope. So, come on, let's deal some damage to this fellow. There we are, take him down, Saranid Footman. If I am able to 1 versus 1 of their units, then you definitely know that their unit composition is not the greatest. However, we are so thankful for the boost in morale, that is for sure. 14 morale, 6 renown, not bad, and 99 deaths that we took down right there. And now I think we will be taking pretty much everyone prisoner. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was very fortuitous indeed. The word of the day makes a return here, and ooh, we get our first, our third mummy high priest. Not bad at all. Okay, good. Now, Mateld was the only companion to be taken out in that last engagement. Little strange why she was taken out and no one else, but yes, there we are. Now, our armored warg has actually become unlamed, if that is indeed a word, and so I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some riding skill when Arkane levels up next. Now, I'm hoping that he will level up soon. Not bad, actually. I think, yes, 800 experience. That's not bad, I don't think. And riding skill, 2. And I need 3 more agility points. Yeah, that's not going to happen. How unfortunate. Well, yes, I might need more than that, actually, because I believe the warg itself requires 4 in riding, and I only have 2. So, yes, I'll probably require quite a bit more agility. How unfortunate. Well, never mind. We do have the consolation that Aletheria, that is probably not how you say it, but bear with me. Oh yes, okay, now, what do we want to spec her into? I believe we probably want to increase her power draw, because she is an archer, as you can see by the bow, and she currently has 3 in power draw, so, to that end, I suppose we will be increasing her strength, which I suppose is a little useless at the moment. However, I'm hoping that in the end she will become a force to be reckoned with, of course. And maybe we can give her some additional armor now? It would be nice. Oh, we could give her this. And I've just realized that she's just gotten 6 in strength, and this requires 7. Wonderful. Not entirely my day, is it? Oh, Elven. Well... Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. She has an Elven Warblade. Very nice indeed. Well, if we come across any bows that are better than what she is currently using, then I suppose that will definitely go to her, as we are leveling up our lesser mercenary mages that I found in the nearby tavern as well. So, this is when we check out to see whether these fellows... I thought they wouldn't. Well, this is a good chance for me to put my zombies that I have just raised from the remains of our enemies into the garrison, and we will now be heading after... Ooh. Well, we will be accepting this, that is for sure, and I was going to say we will now be heading after the strongest of the Saranid vassals, but it appears he is wanting to attack us himself. A little questionable, I must admit. I personally wouldn't go after someone who looks like Arkane does at the moment. Look at that. Would you want to go after that? I'm not entirely sure. But yes, we will be heading in versus him. And, well, I suppose destroying his entire force right here. However, I am, of course, a little bit injured. So, yeah. It might be a little difficult for me to get into the fray this time around. However, I do have my missile storm at hand. Look at that. Oh, well, you can't actually see that. Oh, there you go. You could see a little bit of it. But the sun is bright in our eyes. Come on, take him down. do some damage, get my throwing skill up. That is mainly what I'm actually doing this for. The Missile Storm is incredible for leveling up throwing skill, which I am so happy about. And now we will just charge in our infantry and do some more damage with our missiles. Of course, I think it is probably better to use them as a, well, bombardment more than an actual direct damage attack. So, yes, me traveling around here doing this is not going to be very good at all. However, oh no. I think this is where I die. Is it? I suppose it is rather good of me to distract our opponents here so that our mages can do as much damage as possible, because, believe it or not, these mages are incredibly fragile. Now, we do realize that, I think, because I believe when we engaged upon an orc party a while ago, they died incredibly quickly. So, yeah, we do need to be a little cautious and make sure that they have the range required to deal the damage that is needed, I suppose. And now Umi was the companion that was taken out this time around. 12 morale and 5 renown is our reward. And we are now against one enemy. So I will see you in just a moment. Okay, so there we are. We have taken out the last Saranid footman, thanks to our Drow Master Mage, and we are now going to be taking him prisoner as well. Wow, we are very lucky indeed with our chance to capture right there. Not bad. Okay, so, oh, apprentice robes, novice robes. That would be quite nice for one of our companions, perhaps? Not entirely sure whether this enhances cleric magic. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Well, I will be taking it nevertheless. And I think we'll probably swap the Saranid boots for the apprentice robe. And no, I want to ride a warg. I don't want to ride a horse. So I will be leaving these horses to run free, as it were. And there we are. We now have a couple more level ups, actually, from our companions right there. So we will be increasing our mage's power, of course, and then heading over to our resident companion mage. And I think as a result of that, we will be increasing her intelligence. Now, of course, it would be rather nice to make sure that she is hardy enough to sustain any damage that is dealt to her in the future. I'm hoping that no harm will come to her, of course, but you never know. So let's get some Iron Flesh. And only one, really? Oh well, let's just see here. Riding? No. Little tricky, little tricky. That is very tricky indeed. Okay, well, maybe we will go for... Wow, I don't actually know. That is interesting. Well, let's take a look at our party for a second here. So we have Elithria. Yes. Has spotting and tracking. And Ymira, of course, is our surgeon and our trader, which is rather nice. So what are we missing here? We're missing pathfinding, which we have in abundance. We have 6 in pathfinding. Wow. Okay. I was unaware of that. So we have spotting, tracking. Tactics, I suppose, could be something that she could spec into, because tactics does require intelligence. So... no, I think we're going to keep that skill point, because the next level we're going to get 12 in intelligence, and that would be very nice to spend in magic power and magic defense. So I think that should be fine. Now, of course, Frudak, we are going to ignore the rest of his skills and just pump his strength up, so as to make him into the beast that he desires to be, and we will be leveling up his two-handed weapons, of course. So there we are. Great! And we have almost a full prisoner hold full of Saranid vassals. So I suppose as we head on to Amarad, we will be, I suppose, very joyous. And I will be cutting away. So I will see you soon. Okay, so as we arrive at Durin Castle and begin our siege, I am still burdened with the presence of a couple of Saranid vassals, as we are not entirely sure whether we will be awarded Amarad just yet, and I was not really wanting to deposit them in the garrison there. So we are going to be leading our soldiers in an assault, and hopefully our guards will be able to protect and safeguard the fact that maybe those Serenade vassals will escape after this. And I've just realized that this castle is a rather devilish one when it comes to attacking it. Oh no. Well, we have a shield, and a pretty good shield at that, so I'm hoping that that will defend against all manner of magics, but you never know. We could be completely destroyed from a distance here, as I am reminded that we are currently attacking orcs, and I don't believe they have magic at their disposal. At least, not natively, perhaps? Not entirely sure about that. And it seems as though they are all turtling inside the castle, rather successfully, I might add. Well, Arkane is patient. He will do his very best, and I will attempt not to let him down with my feeble skills, but you never know. It could happen. And I'm actually wondering where the front door is. Oh, there is the ladder. Okay, good. So, this is where we want to put our mages. And please don't go in yet, infantry. We do want to keep you out here just so our mages can weaken. Oh my goodness. Who is actually firing there? Because all I see is a couple of mages. Wow. Okay. Well, you did say, actually, in the comments that every faction apart from the drows, the dwarves, and the golems are not necessarily the most resistant to magic. So in this case, I suppose, considering we are against orcs, they probably don't have the greatest magic defense. So that is why our mages are doing a lot of damage in comparison to, I suppose, against drows. Now, I am hoping that we will be, well, let's just say not beset upon by those magic-resistant factions just yet. I'm hoping to expand the Delthasum Empire rather considerably before we have an opportunity to fight some of those fellows, and speaking of that, yeah, speaking of that, wonderful. I have a huge javelin in my back, which is probably not too pleasant for Arkane. However, I have a lightning bolt, and this is what you get for it. Oh yes, take that. Take that, orc. Oh yes. Okay, now take you down as well. I believe you're the fellow that... of course I missed by 2 centimeters right there. Oh no. Come on, take him down. I want the XP for it. Okay, well, never mind. Well, at least I didn't die. I suppose that's pretty reasonable. As we look on at Arkane, he looks at us with steely, death gaze eyes. Well, there we are. Okay, so 7 renown and 27 morale is a reward, and again, Umi and Mateld appear to be the companions that like to get wounded quite a bit. So we might have to watch out for that in the future. And, well, yeah, I suppose considering I am currently trying to portray a necromancer, we will not be changing his robe for any heavier armor. And let's just take a look here. Anything else that we really want to use? The steel shield's not bad at all, I must admit. However, the size does let it down. That's unfortunate. There are some very nice orcish weapons in this mod as well, I must admit. Look at that. 37 cutting damage, and it has a bonus against shields, whereas my military cleaver, which I do enjoy using, is only 35. Now, of course, the axe does have a lesser reach, so you do need to take that into account. But, of course, I don't have any space because I am lacking on inventory management. And that reminds me, I do need to spec into that a little bit as well next time we level up, which is actually now. So that was absolutely perfect timing right there. So let us see here. We will be going for more in intelligence for now because we do need to pump that as much as possible to get us up to 24. And then I will start increasing our iron flesh and strength to hopefully get above 50 HP. So, let's see here. Inventory management. We have 0. Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it? Yes. Well, we will be going for 2 points in that. we will neglect magic defense this time around, as we still have one more level of intelligence to go, where we cannot spec into magic power or necromancy, so I think that will probably be fine. Now, we do need to make sure that we are specking in a little bit of power throw, because I do believe that that increases our damage, just not area of effect damage. So thank you for clearing that up, and I think now, as a result of us taking Durran Castle and me needing to garrison it once again, we will be ending this episode off here. So next time, we will hopefully be able to expand the Delthasum Empire even further. I am hoping that our Lich King and his vassals, including ourselves, will be ever stronger for my efforts, and our efforts indeed. So, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.